Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Dazola Designs. Today I'm going to work on some pretty cute fingerless gloves, okay? I spent a couple of days trying to find a good pattern that is simple for beginners and advanced folks alike, people that are old hat at crocheting. I am using my Caron cotton cakes. This skein I've had, as you can see, for quite some time. I've done a lot of projects. I love Caron cotton. I have sensitive skin issues and a lot of yarn or fabrics I'm allergic to, so this one works awesome. It is in a neutral color, and I do have a big ball right here. You could see what I have from leftover, but use whatever color you like. I did start this with a 4.5 hook, and I had like a medium-sized hand. It was kind of small, so I am using a 5mm hook today. If you have larger hands, just be aware of that. You might want to use a 5.5 or a 6mm hook. This yarn calls for a 5mm hook anyway, so it's all good. Grab your items. You will also need definitely some stitch markers, and you are going to need, of course, your trusty yarn needle. Okay, so grab all of your items and let's get started. Okay, everyone, so go ahead and grab your hook. Like I said, I'm using a 5mm hook. And then I have my fun yarn here. I did start this a couple days ago, like I said, and I used a different color yarn, and I just was not feeling it at all. So I'm using this yarn. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out, go ahead and make your slip knot however you make it, like so. And then we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2, okay? And then in the first chain, we're going to put, and this is our first row, 1 single crochet, chain 1, and 1 single crochet, okay? So 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet. Okay, so then I would highly recommend you getting in the habit of putting your chain marker on the first chain. That will help you out tremendously. Okay, so this was our first chain that we did. So at the end of every row on this project, we're going to chain 1. The chain ones are very important, okay? So let's chain 1, turn, and another thing that I noticed with this project, you are definitely going to have to hold your project like this on the side to see the chains, okay? Because if you hold it like this, it's super hard to see, okay? So just hold it up like that. So now we're going to start our second row. We already chained 1. So we're going to put 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, which is right here. Okay, and then we're going to put chain 1, 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, so that would be your middle stitch, which is right here. And you just want to stick it in there. Like that. Chain 1, always a chain 1 after everything on this project, and then 1 single crochet in the last single crochet, and the last single crochet is right here. So you just chain 1 like so. Okay, take your stitch marker out, put it on the last chain of the row that we just completed. Kind of jittery, I just had a ton of coffee. I got a new Keurig. Does anyone have one of those? Those are so awesome. But it's like almost too easy to make coffee. I used to do pour overs all the time. Now it's awesome. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to start row 3, okay? And the secret to this, to every row, is 2 single crochets, and then you just single crochet in the chain 1 space, okay? Chain 1, turn, and now we're going to, where were we? Single crochet in the first single crochet, which is right here. Chain 1, okay? 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, which is right in here. And at first it's really tough to see. You see that? Oops. The chain 1 space is right here. So you just put your hook through there. Chain 1, okay? And then we're going to skip the next single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So at the end of every row you should have 3 stitches remaining. Okay, so here's a chain, and then there's a chain, and there's a chain. Okay, so you want to single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, and single crochet in your last chain. Okay, always chain 1 at the end. Take your stitch marker out. We're going to start row 4. So put your chain marker at the end, right here. Okay. We already did our chain 1. So you turn, you single crochet in the first single crochet, which is right here. Again, it's a little bit tricky because it is turned on the side. You chain 1, okay, and then you put 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, which is right here, I believe. Chain 1, single crochet in the next space, chain 1, and then you single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Again, you should have 3 left. You see that? So you single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then you single crochet in your last stitch, which is right here. Chain 1. Okay, so you should have a little triangle. And what this pattern is, it's just an end-to-end, corner-to-corner pattern. And if you guys have never done that, once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. Okay, so just stick with it, please. I know it's kind of confusing at the beginning, but just stick with it. Okay, so we did we do our chain 1? We're gonna do it. So chain 1 at the end, turn, here's your first single crochet right here, single crochet in the first one, chain 1, single crochet in, what is that? The next chain 1, what is it? Single crochet in the first, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Okay, so the next chain 1 space is right here. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next space, and as you work, the chain 1 spaces become easier to spot. Okay, chain 1, And then we have our last 3 stitches. You see that? 1, 2, 3. So you're going to single crochet in the last chain 1 space, chain 1, and then single crochet in the last stitch. And how do we know it's our last stitch? Because our chain marker's there. Okay, we're going to do one more row. Put your chain marker in the last chain, like so. Okay, so we did our chain 1 already at the end. Turn, 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the first chain 1 space, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then I always like feel for it. I pull it apart a little bit. So you should have one more here, and then a chain 1, and you should have 3 left. So you put 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Did I do a chain 1? Always remember those chain 1s. If you don't remember them, you're going to have to frog back, and that's horrible. Chain 1, 1 single crochet in the last single crochet. And this one's really tight right here. I gotta take this out. Try and do them a little bit looser. These are going to be gloves, so you want it to be able to stretch a little bit when you put them on. Okay? You want to do one more row together? We'll do one more row. Chain 1 at the end of every row. Mark your last stitch, which is right here. Okay, we already did our chain 1. Turn, single crochet in the first single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the first chain 1 space, which is right here. The first one's kind of hard to see. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next space, chain 1, single crochet in the next space, oops, chain 1, single crochet in the next space, chain 1, single crochet in the next space, chain 1, and single crochet in the last stitch, which is again right here. I gotta make mine a little bit looser. So you just put it in like there. So go ahead and repeat that pattern. It should be a triangle, okay? Repeat that pattern till you have 27 stitches on top. So right now, let's count them together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So repeat that pattern till you have 27 stitches on top. Okay, and I will meet you then. It should be, what is this? This is our like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 15 rows. I don't know, don't count me. Don't quote me on that. 15 to 20 rows. I'm not 100% sure. But stop when you have 27 stitches on top. So I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so you can see we have a triangle here, and across the top stitches you should have a total of 27. Okay, so now what we're going to do, just think of this as a kind of square rectangle. We're going to do the other side right here. So this is like corner to corner crocheting. That's what that's called. So let's start, and remember you have to have 27 stitches across, okay? So now we're going to work on the next rows. So the next row you want to chain 1 and turn, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, which is right there, okay? And then you're going to chain 1, and this is the repeat pattern. 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, which is right here, and then we're going to chain 1, and then 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So go ahead and continue that, but meet me at the end and leave 4 stitches, okay? So stop at 4 before the end, 4 stitches before the end, okay? So go ahead and do that. Chain 1, single crochet in the next space, chain 1, single crochet in the next space, okay? So do that, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so you can see I have 3 stitches remaining. Let me get my yarn needle here so you can see. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to skip this one, and we're going to single crochet these 2 together. Okay, skip this one, single crochet these 2 together. So you start in the middle stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, that is a single crochet 2 together. Okay, so then we are going to start the next row, and the next row is we're going to chain 1, turn, and then these 2 stitches right here, not the chain 1 that we just did, but the 2 stitches we single crochet those 2 together as well. Okay, so you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you should have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over and you pull through all 3. Okay, so on this side, and this side only right now for the next I think 4 more rows, we're going to single crochet on this side only. Okay, so once you've done that, you chain 1, and then you continue to put 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space. Okay, so go ahead and do that to the end, and I will meet you when you're done. Okay everyone, so I'm down to the last 3 stitches again, but now we are going to, in the middle stitch, I'm sorry, not the middle stitch should be a chain 1 space. So we're going to make sure first that you have a chain 1, and then you're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, and then single crochet in the last stitch, which is right here on its side, and then chain 1. Okay, so what we're going to do now is repeat those last 2 rows 2 times for a total of 4. And you will see that this side is what is going, it's going to be straight. It's not going to be like this. Okay, so what's happening is we are making the edge for the rectangle. This will be a rectangle like this. Okay, so let's start with our next row. So our next row, we're going to chain 1, turn, and remember we're putting the single crochet 2 togethers on this side, not this side. Okay, so we did our chain 1. In the first single crochet, we're going to put another single crochet, chain 1, and then in the next chain 1 space, which should be right here, we're going to put a single crochet, and then chain 1, and then go ahead and single crochet in the chain 1 spaces, chain 1, until we get to right here, and this is our last stitch. So meet me 3 before. Okay, so go ahead, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 1 spaces, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so we are at the last 3 stitches of this row. 1, 2, 3, and again this is the side that we are single crocheting 2 together. So you want to skip over this stitch and single crochet these 2 together. Okay, so we're going to make sure you chain 1, insert your hook right here, yarn over, pull up a loop, and remember to make it loose. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so we're creating an edge right here. So then you chain 1, turn, we're going to start the next row, and again we're single crocheting 2 together, these 2 at the beginning of the row. So you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook, oops, yarn over, pull up a loop, make it a little bit loose, yarn over and pull through all 3, chain 1, single crochet in the next space. Okay, and go ahead and do that, and I will meet you 3 stitches till the end of this row. Okay? Okay everyone, so now I'm back to the last 3 rows right here. 3 rows, 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So remember, we are not going to single crochet together on this side. We're just going to do the chain 1 in the, make sure you chain 1. Okay, we're going to do the single crochet in the chain 1 space. So that's right here. And then we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to single crochet in the last chain, which is right here. Like that. Okay, and then you're going to chain 1. So this is our last 2 rounds of this, and you see how that is looking right there. So we did the chain 1, we're going to single crochet in the first single crochet, like that, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then continue to single crochet in the chain 1 space and then chain 1, and I will meet you at the end of the row, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together back here when we're done with this. Okay, so meet me 3 stitches with 3 stitches left. I will meet you then. Okay everyone, so we are at the end of the row and we have our 3 stitches, and this is the side that you single crochet 2 together. So we're going to skip this one and we're going to single crochet these last 2 together. Okay, so you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, there we go with that. And then this is our last row of this grouping. We're going to chain 1, turn, and then these first 2 stitches we're going to single crochet 2 together. Okay, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. There we go. Chain 1 and then single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1 and single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and I will meet you at the end of this row, okay? When you are done. Okay everyone, so we are down to the last 3 stitches again, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to skip this stitch and single crochet these 2 together. So we skip that one, insert your hook into the middle one. Come on, get in there. So that is yarn over and pull up a loop. And then you insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you yarn over and pull through all 3. So you see what we have here is, let me zoom out a little bit. Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. We're making a rectangle. So here's the corners, and here's, it's going to be, well, this is obviously one flat piece. So now we are going to fill in the rest of the, make another little triangle right here. Okay, so let's continue. Okay everyone, so again we are making a rectangle, and the rectangle is going to be closing. So for the next rows until we get down to 3 stitches, which is the other corner right here, we are going to be repeating the last row that we just did. Okay, so what is that? All you do is chain 1, turn, you single crochet at the beginning, single crochet 2 together at the beginning, and you single crochet 2 together at the end. And in between it's the chain 1 and then single crochet in the chain 1 space. Okay, it's basically what we've been doing. It is what we've been doing. Okay, so we did the chain 1 already. So now we're going to single crochet these 2 together. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Make it loose, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1, and we'll do this row together. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1. Oh, my yarn is caught on my phone. Chain 1, single crochet, next space, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, I'm getting kind of messed up, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, we're almost at the end, single crochet, chain 1, and then when you have 3 stitches left, 1, 2, 3, I've abandoned my chain marker just because I'm confident in myself. If you need to use a chain marker, please do, and mark your last stitch in every row, okay? But this is the last 3 stitches of this row. You skip this, and then you're single crochet these 2 together, okay? So we're going to skip this, insert our hook into the middle chain, and then you yarn over or pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so you want to repeat that row, and each row it's going to decrease, and you can see how it is. So you want to repeat this row until you have 3 stitches left. So every row will be short. Okay, it will be shorter than the previous row. So go ahead and do that till you have 3 stitches remaining. Repeat the row till you have 3 stitches remaining. Single crochet in the beginning, single crochet together, single crochet 2 together at the beginning of the row, single crochet 2 together at the end of the row, and you chain 1 and single crochet in the chain 1 spaces in between. Go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when you are done with 3 stitches left. Okay? Okay, everyone, so I just finished. This is the row before the last row, and I just wanted to show you. So this row has 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and if you've already done this, then just hang out. But if you haven't, I just wanted to show you this because this gets kind of tricky. On the last row, you're just going to single crochet 2 times. Single crochet 2 together 2 separate times. Okay, so you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, and then you chain 1, and then you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, make them loose. I'm making mine a little tight. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1, turn. So now we only have 3 stitches left. Okay, so this is how our last row should be, and this is what your project should look like a rectangle. Okay, so now we are going to go on to the next row, which is the last row, which should have only 3 stitches. I chained 1 at the end. Okay, so you make sure you chain 1, and then we're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. In the middle chain, we're going to insert your hook. Oh, I made that tight. Oops. Come on, get in there. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay. And then you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 1, and that makes your corner. Okay, so it is a little bit hokey. It's not a perfect rectangle, but that's all right. Everyone can see that. So now what you want to do is fasten this off, and you want to leave a long strand. Okay, so how I do this is you can just make a knot right here on your chain 1. So you're just going to pull that through, and then you leave a long strand because our next step we are going to sew the ends together. Okay, so on your last chain one, you just pull it through. Like so, and that makes a little knot. So you should have a triangle, and grab your yarn needle. Okay, everyone have their yarn needle? If not, pause the video and go get it. So now we are going to sew these two pieces together, and let me just make sure, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so again, the triangle is not going to be 100% even, or the triangle. The rectangle is not going to be 100% even, and that is completely okay. Okay, so you have the loose strand from when we started, and the loose strand, the one that we just cut. Okay, so you are not going to fold the long ends together. Otherwise, that is for someone with incredibly small wrists. Okay, you're going to fold, you're going to sew the short ends together like that. Okay, so what I like to do is I start on, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start this way. I fold over, this is the wrong way, this is the right. Okay, so you want to make sure that your wrong side is facing. You see that, everyone? Wrong side, right side, fold the rectangle so the right side is hidden and the wrong side is facing out. Okay, so all you want to do is take your yarn needle, fold the yarn, insert it through the eye of the hook, like so. Where's the end? It just keeps going here. And then you're just going to whip stitch these two sides together, okay? And make it kind of even as you can. So you insert your hook. Oh my goodness, what is going on with me? I have wrong names tonight. Insert your needle, go through both sides, insert your needle right here, just at the ends, go through both sides, and just work your way all the way down, and just try to get the ends, and we're just sewing the edges close together. Okay, so what I do is I go down one way, I'll go this way, and then I'll come back and go that way. And you see how mine is crooked a little bit? No worries. You just stitch it together. Okay, and it'll come together, I promise you. So go ahead and do that, and I'm just getting the ends like this. So go ahead and do that, go one way, and if that's fine for you, so be it, more power to you, but I like going this way and then going back up this way. So go ahead and sew the ends together, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so you can see I went one way and then I came back up. Now, a lot of times when you join seams, you have a little valley, I guess you can say, which is not a big deal, but it kind of drives me crazy. So what I do is I just go to the top, these right here. So I go this way, and then I come back up right here, and you just make another stitch, and then you go in again right here. So it closes it up a little bit better. Okay, we are going to continue on this side, so it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to show you. So now all you do is weave it, work the yarn through, because what we're going to do now, actually I'm going to do it over here on this side. What we're going to do is fasten off the yarn here. So go ahead and just weave this end through and then weave the other side through. So weave this side through and weave this side through, and I will meet you when you are done, okay? Weave the ends in. I'll meet you when you're done. Okay, everyone, so your joined cuff should look something like this. It's very cute. So we'll flip it the right way, and you can see it looks like this. And I think, so you're going to pick a side now, because we're going to continue working with the hand part. So let me just try this on, and you can see how cute that looks. Here's the seam that we just did right here. And there is the cuff. Super cute. So now we're going to be working on the hand part, okay? So go ahead and grab your yarn and your hook, and let's get started. Okay, everyone, so I don't know, there's like a little lump here. I'm going to start on, so you have to pick an end, okay? I think because mine is going to start this dark tan color, I'm going to pick this end right here. Okay, so you just pick a side, and again I'm going to start here. So now we're going to work 21 single crochets around the top of the cuff. Okay, so how do you do that? We're going to join, and I'm going to start right here at the seam. And a lot of times when you're doing this, it's kind of hokey, especially the top. So you just want to make sure that you're doing 21 single crochets across the top. And again, if you have a larger hand, you can use a larger hook, like a size 6mm, or you can just crochet an extra couple of stitches around, okay? But right now we are going to work 21 evenly across the top of the 21 single crochets evenly across the top. Okay, so you insert your hook. Let me do this over, sorry, I get to talking. You make a loop, put the yarn on the loop, pull through, and then you chain to lock it on there. And I always do it with the 2. You can just do it singly if you like. So find the correct strand of yarn, which is this one. So this is already our chain 1. We chain 1 to lock it on there. So now you want to work 21 single crochets evenly across the top, okay? And here's a nice little trick. If you want, you can, as you're going along, just tuck this in. So you just tuck it behind like this. And the first stitch, if you did 2, if you locked it on with 2 strands, you're going to have 3 loops. So just go through all 3. And that's your first one. And you see how I'm just including the loose yarn in the back. Sorry, I was trying to count and do that at the same time. So again, 21, don't mind me, 21 single crochets across the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the first chain. So I've done 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a stitch marker right here, because I already did one of these and I got lost. Stitch markers help, okay? So first stitch marker, go ahead and do 21 single crochets all the way across, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so I have 21 single crochets across the top, and I forgot to tell you to make them loops. This is where your wrist is going to be, and since we're working up now, it's starting a new pattern around. So just make it kind of loose. And if you notice, a lot of times there's these big gaps. Let me show you really quick here. So when you put it on, you see like right here. I'll show you how to fix those in the end. If that bothers you, it kind of bothers me, but that is totally normal, okay? Sometimes when you crochet like that and you're going the opposite way, it leaves big gaps. So just make sure that you have 21 across the top. And then when you are done, you want to join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Okay, so our single crochet is right there. So just join it with a slip stitch. And then we're going to go on to the second row. And the second row is chain 1. Okay. And then we're going to put 2 single crochets in the first single crochet. Okay, so the first single crochet is actually right underneath. Does everyone see that? It's right here. Okay, so you want to put 2 single crochets in that first single crochet. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, and then, where's my chain marker? You take your chain marker and you mark the first stitch right here. When I did this previously, I totally messed up because I didn't think I needed a stitch marker and I lost count and it was horrible. Okay, so then we just did 2 single crochets in the first single crochet, so that's 2 in the first stitch. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet in each single crochet till the very second to the last stitch. Okay, so go ahead and put 1 single crochet in each single crochet, and I will meet you the second stitch to the last one. Okay? Okay everyone, so we are down to the last stitches right here, the last 2 stitches. Okay, and I stopped on the 20th stitch. So the next one will be 21 single crochets, and then the last stitch you put 2 in the same stitch, 2 single crochets, so that's 22 and 23. Okay, and then you want to slip stitch in the first chain. I'm not going to take that out until I've done my slip stitch, because that's what messed me up the last time. So I wrote this little chart and how many single crochets you should have by the end of the rows. Okay, so the next row we should have a total of 25 single crochets. And then the 4th row, we should have a total of 27 single crochets. Now here's just a little note. You can make your increases wherever you like. Okay? I'm just saying, as long as you have 25 single crochets by the end of your 3rd row and 27 single crochets by the end of your 4th row. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there. When you get to the end of your rows, if you don't have the correct number, then you can just add a few at the end. I know a lot of people look on in horror when I say that, but it really is no big deal, because who's going to notice? Nobody. Except, I mean, someone who's a trained eye, and no one's going to see that. So, okay, we have 2 more rows to do. We have the 3rd row, which we're going to start right now. We're going to have, you should have a total of 25 single crochets at the end of this next row. Okay, so we start every row with a chain 1. Okay, so in case you are just wondering, this is how the stitches go. So this is our last single crochet right here that we did, right? So we I'm sorry, we didn't do a single crochet. We slip stitched into the first single crochet, which is right here. Okay, so that is a total of 23 single crochets in the second row. Then you're going to chain 1, and in the same stitch, if you can, you're going to put 2 single crochets in the same stitch. If that is too much for you, you can put them in the next stitch, but we're going to try and put them in the same stitch. Okay, so here's 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Okay, so we want to mark our first single crochet, which is right here. Okay, so go ahead and single crochet all the way around until you get to your last couple of stitches and put 2 in 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and I will meet you when you are done, and you should have a total of 25 single crochets, and that's the number that really matters. Okay, 25 single crochets, and I will meet you when you are done with this row. This is row 3. Okay everyone, so now we just finished the third row, and again you should have 25 single crochets total in that row, and I actually put my double 2 in 1 right there, so you can't really notice. Okay, so once you have a total of 25 single crochets, you want to slip stitch in the first single crochet from the same row. Okay, take your chain marker out, and then we're going to chain 1, and then in the same stitch we're going to put 2 single crochets, and I like doing it in the same stitch because it keeps the seam. Okay, so right here in the same stitch put 2 single crochets, 2 in the same stitch, that's 1 and 2, and then you want to mark your first single crochet, which is right here, and then you just want to single crochet all the way around till you come back around right here, and then you put 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, one of these. You want to have a total of 27 single crochets, okay, by the time you come back around here. So we just did 2, so go ahead and do a total of 27, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so I just finished my 4th round, and I have 27 single crochets all the way around. So now what we want to do is slip stitch to the first single crochet, which is right here. So we just want to put 1 slip stitch right in there. Okay, and you can see here there's a hole. I know that always bothers me. This was actually where we did the first was that where we did the first double crochet? Yeah, or the first 2 in 1. But if you have these, I will show you how to fix them when we're done with this project. That's just a side note. So we're going to move on. We just finished the 4th round. So now you know I always, if you've seen my other tutorials, I always have a little handy dandy notepad with me. So we are going to do the next 5 through 11 rounds. So I always write 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And as I finish a row, I cross it off. So I finish the 5th row, I cross it off. Finish the 6th row, I cross it off. Okay, there are a lot of distractions and just my brain sometimes is scatterbrained. I start thinking about bills I have to pay or whatever, and then, oh my goodness, I lose what row I'm on. So this just keeps me on track. Okay, so with that said, what you're going to do to the 5th and 11 rows, 5th through 11th row, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the next 7 rows, we're going to repeat this row that we're going to do right now. Okay, so all you do is chain 1, and then you put 1 single crochet in each single crochet around for a total of 27. So you want to chain 1 at the beginning of every row. Okay, and here's our seam. We've kept a nice seam. Okay, so now you want to put 1 single crochet right where you did your chain 1. So that's 1, 2, 3. I always count to 3, and then I put my chain marker on the first chain. So go ahead and put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and I will meet you when you are done with the row. Okay? Okay, everyone, I've just put 27 single crochets in that row. So I mark this off. We just finished the 5th row, 27 single crochets. Okay, so now what you're going to do after you have 27 is just slip stitch into the first single crochet like this. Okay, so with the next 6 rows, you're going to repeat that last row. Chain 1, 27 single crochets, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Okay, for 6 rows. And if you want to use a piece of paper so you can mark your rows as you go along. But otherwise, I will meet you when you're done with the 11th row. Okay, everyone, so I just finished the 11th round right here, and I crossed out all of my row numbers. So your glove should fit something, or look, not fit, something like this. Okay, and here's the seam going down. And again, if you have these big holes right here, don't worry about it because we will take care of that. Okay, so try it on. It looks really, really nice. I really like this. This is gorgeous. Wow. Okay, so now we are going to continue. We are almost done. We're going to continue with row 12. Okay, and row 12 is 1 single crochet in each single crochet, but you leave the last 3 unworked. So these 3. Right here. Okay, so 1 single crochet in each single crochet, and again, start your single crochets in the same chain or slip stitch space right here. You see how nice the seam is. So 1 single crochet in each single crochet till the last 3, and I will start this with you. That wasn't good. So we have 1, 2, 3. Mark your first stitch with your stitch marker right here. Remember, the chain ones at the beginning of the row don't count as anything. Okay, so go ahead and put 1 single crochet in each single crochet all the way around, but leave the last 3 open. Okay, right here, somewhere around there. Leave 3 open, unworked. I'll meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so we are down to the last 3 single crochets right here. So 1, 2, 3. So now what we're going to do next, I was reading this pattern and the pattern is wrong. So here's what you do. You're going to have to skip the next 6 single crochets, not 3, 6. We're going to leave 3 unworked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to start, I'm sorry, wait a minute, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. So once you have finished this last row, and that was row 12, we're leaving the 3 stitches unworked. We are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So this is where your thumb is going to go, okay? But now, instead, so we have these last 3 unworked. We are going to skip 6 stitches and then single crochet in the 7th stitch, okay? So you want to skip 6 stitches and single crochet in the 7th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is the 7th stitch. Put 1 single crochet in there, like so. Okay, so you see that creates the little hole for your thumb to go through. Isn't that cool? So okay, now go ahead and single crochet, put 1 single crochet all the way around until you get to right here, the beginning of the chain 3. Okay, 1 single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay everyone, so you can see I put 21, I believe, stitches all the way across. So now I am at this bridge part. I'm sorry, 21 single crochets all the way around. I believe it was 21, I don't know. But, you know, once you've gone this far, it's totally fine. Don't even worry about it. Now I've reached this little chain 3 part, okay? Everyone see that? So what I want to do is just put 3 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. And sometimes this can be a little bit tricky. So just take your time. And what I'm doing is I'm going through the top 2 and then leaving the one on the underneath. So let me go through here. So you see I'm going through the V. I don't know if you guys can see that. Whoa, that's really tight. Okay, so that's 2, and then we have 1 more here. 1. I like going through the 2 at the top so they don't stretch, but that requires a little bit of finagling here. Come on, I have 1. Get in there. Okay, you see that? So I'm through the V, single crochet. So we just put 3 single crochets like that. Now you want to single crochet in the next stitch and single crochet all the way around again, and you want to do that for 2 more rows. So this is a point in the pattern. You want it to fit your hand, okay? So the pattern says 2 more rows, but definitely try it on. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. Let me zoom out for you a little bit. Sorry, okay. Try it on, and you know, sew to your liking, crochet to your liking. If you like it covering up your fingers a little bit, then put an extra 2 rows. If you like it to hit just at your knuckles, then just put 2 rows. So after this row, am I making sense here? Just make it to fit your hand, Okay, if it's another 2 rows, that's fine. If it's 4 rows, that's fine too. You could do 5 rows, whatever you want. Just put 1 single crochet in each single crochet all the way around. Okay, and when you are done and when you are happy with the length that you want, I'll meet you back around. Okay, so it's just 1 single crochet in each single crochet, and this is where we're starting. So this is your stopping point. Okay, 1 single crochet in each single crochet all the way around right here. Stop when you feel comfortable, when you have the perfect length for your hand, and I will meet you when you are done. Okay, everyone, so you can see I just did an extra 2 rows. I recommend you try it on, and remember, this is your project, so make sure it's the length that you like it. Okay, if you want an extra row, put an extra row on there. Look at how cute that is. So now I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to take care of these holes right here, but I will show you how I fasten off. Okay, so I put an extra, how many rows? 1, 2, 3 rows. You may have put 2, you may have put 6. It's all up to you. Okay, so now what I do, so we have this little bump right here because this is where we single crocheted. What I do is I put 2 to 3 slip stitches in, and that just gives you a gradual decrease so there isn't like a ridge there. Just like that. And guess what? You're done. So go ahead and fasten off my yarn. Oh, I'm pulling on the wrong side. You want to cut it. Let me get my scissors here, like so, and then get your yarn needle. Put the yarn through the needle like this, and then I go through the top just a couple of times, just like that. Okay, that's what I do. Everyone has their own way. So now you want to turn your project inside out. Okay, get your needle, and it's right here. So what you want to do is just work your way back and forth 3 times. So you go one way. It's garbage day. One way like that. Down. You see that? And then back up, and you want to make sure your needle isn't poking through the other side. And I think that this is where people get kind of excited and kind of lose track of the main goal, because this is the end of the project. But just stay the course, then you want to go back down again. Take your time, because haste makes waste. So just like that. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up. You want to go back and forth 3 ways. Okay? And then you cut it like that. And then, I believe, you cut any loose strands. If you haven't worked your way, if you have other loose strands, just tuck them all in. So here is where we have a couple of spaces that I think are too big. If you like them, that's fine. But I am going to close those up. So So again, you take your yarn, just take a length of yarn, get your yarn needle, and then you put the needle through, or the yarn through the needle. And what you're going to do is just sew these shut, okay? So here's another one right here. So what I'm going to do is start at the end, and then I leave a strand so I can work that end through as well. Okay, so I just go through, let's see, here's one that we can go through. And I just go around it and then through the other way, just so it closes up a little bit. And it doesn't have to be completely closed, obviously, but you see, that looks a lot better, I think, anyway. So then go back down here and then work your way up. And I like to just do one continuous strand. So then I'm going to work my way around here. And again, try to just get the back loops like that. And this is just finish work, just to make it look a little bit more put together. So here's a hole right here. I'm just going to go down here and then come up like this. See? And then we're going to come to this one right here. And I'm just going to go across like this. And then come back over, up and over, like that. And then work over here and come across right here. See, so it just closes it up a little bit. So now we want to, this is a big one. This is where we put our first 2 single crochets. So I just go and zigzag, maybe right here, and just do whatever looks nice. There really is no right or wrong way to do this. I just want to close those up a little bit. So, like that. See? And then you can work your way around to any others that you think are a little bit too big, but just don't go too overboard. So then again, you want to do the same thing where you go through 3 just to lock, you go back and forth 3 times just to lock the strand on there. And again, work only through the back loops, okay? So that's 1, 2, and 3. And close that up. And then work this end in. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I will meet you for the grand reveal. Okay, everyone, pat yourself on the back. You just made fingerless gloves. Try these on. Super cute. So obviously you want to repeat the pattern for the other hand, okay? But these are so cute, and I'm super excited that I got to do this with you. So if you like my channel, please subscribe. And I have a lot of awesome giveaways and just fun tutorials. And I'm thinking about doing a live show, but I don't know yet. So I hope everyone enjoyed this project, and thank you so much for watching. You guys are so awesome, and I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope you enjoy your fingerless gloves, and we will see each other in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.